What's going on, everybody?
What is goody, everybody? Welcome to season 3
of Predator News
Now.
Okay, that wasn't planned, I promise.
I promise. Anyways, how we all doing tonight? Welcome back to our Sundays. Oh, yeah, you're doing good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad because we got a long show ahead of us.
Oh, yeah. If you guys saw the amount of tabs that we have open, you would think our computer would explode.
And it probably will.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of that, we missed you guys. We're glad to be back. You'll see us every Sunday, maybe a little bit more. Not sure, but definitely every Sunday. So let's kick it off. First off, we did hit 500 live catches.
500, you guys. And I called it. I said we'd hit 500 by episode 50. And if we do the math, we would have actually hit 500 on last Sunday.
I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I think I said that I owe you $1,000. Is that so?
I'll take it.
I take that back.
How about this? I'll take 500 for the 500 catches.
Okay, got it. Well, I'll just shower you in love, and that'll be enough.
That works.
Okay.
But I do want to say we are at 536 live catches for the year, and we had 36 catches this last week.
Which is freaking insane considering it's not even 5 months in.
Right.
And, you know.
It's insane.
It's crazy. But I'm not going to talk too much right now because we got a long show. So.
Yeah, and, we've been seeing a lot of accomplishments and victories in the community, so we really like that. However, we were hit with a major setback, it feels like. Feels like we lost a friend.
It truly does,
which
is kind of, I know people may troll us, but it truly lost, like we lost like an animal in our life, which is weird. Yeah,
so Discord decided to kick off every catching group that was on there and displaced 4,000 at least members of the community.
Easy.
Who used the platform to tell their story, to coordinate times to tell their story,
right?
Use it for resources for survivors. Just a lot of stuff that I think benefited the community was just kind of taken from us.
Yeah.
And, we already talked about this on that breaking news episode, #PickASide Discord.
We're being silenced.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it.
But yeah, so we moved over to Gilded, and it's a really small company, I guess. We were doing some research, and apparently this company only has 25 people that work for them. So if things seem a little off,
we have more people on our PNN team than we do. They do. No, I'm kidding. But let me tell you what, as a transition app, you guys, if you join, you will see it damn near looks identical.
Oh yeah.
Has way more features.
For free. So,
I'm not going to get too deep, but you guys used to have to pay for all these cool emojis and all that good stuff. Now it is all free. So I really want to thank everyone. We just hit 300 members in our Gilded.
300, yeah.
So shout out to all of you. When I don't want to spend too much time, but when Discord went down, we were like, we need to transition. So Cup got a couple catchers up over on Gilded, and I just appreciate all of you guys trusting us and joining. And it looks like you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, I really, really, honestly, I'm starting to like it a lot more than Discord itself.
Same. Once we migrate some bots and stuff, it'll be a lot better. But
yeah, so stick around because, like I was saying, it's a small team compared to Discord's 1,000 employees that's working on it. So there's a lot of good stuff to come. So definitely join us there, gilded.gg/PNN.
Yep. And I do just want to also mention, I know there's a couple of people saying, well, you guys are going to be kicked off of there any day now. I do want to say I did look over every single term of service. There's nothing about vigilantism. There's nothing about literally anything that we do, which, I mean, they could add it tomorrow. But for right now, this is a good meeting place for all of us to be, so you don't have to give out your personal information.
Yeah. So join us there. We're having a lot of fun. And one of the main things that we used the Discord for was for notifications. And Emily actually found this. We wanted to show you guys. If you're on your YouTube app, you can actually click the top right button, your profile pic.
This is a game changer, you guys. So all of you guys are not getting notifications to live catches. So just to make sure that you are checking off all the boxes, you're going to want to go to click on your icon, go down to settings, and then there you're going to scroll down to notifications, and then scroll down a little bit until you see channels I'm subscribed to. And this is a game changer for me. So you'll be able to scroll down all of the channels that you're on to make sure that they're all highlighted for notifications.
Yeah, which is crazy. I didn't even know this existed.
I didn't either. And when I found it, I was like, I got to let the masses know.
So double check, make sure your notifications are on for all of the different channels.
Yeah. But if you're still having notification issues, join our Gilded to get notified.
Yes. And then Alex has been in Florida.
Yes.
And he got to meet with JDQ.
You guys, this made me so happy. A lot of people are shocked that they've never met before in real life and they share a channel, but they did a catch. And it was a special one.
The catch was actually pretty funny because the guy thought JDQ was Drake.
I mean, it's not too far off. He looks similar.
They do look really similar, I'll say that.
Yeah, they look similar. It's just so funny that like the Pred genuinely was like, don't you have a show tomorrow? Blah, blah, blah.
Right, like, aren't you going to the Raptors game or something?
Yeah. So anyways, it was just super cool to see them meet, collab.
Finally.
Yes.
And on that, JDQ actually hit 50K for his YouTube channel.
Their YouTube channel.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Congratulations.
Hit 50K when they finally meet.
Yep.
It's been a long, long time. But moving over, you guys, we've seen a lot of teachers popping up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teachers are getting caught lately.
Yeah.
This one here is coming from Pred Hunters, Indiana, and they're a newer group, but this was the one that was a little different. They didn't like actually confront him in person. They like turned over all the evidence.
Right. Which is still a victory.
Oh yeah. So Brett Wardrop is a former substitute teacher in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he was arrested, and they did a nice little story on it. But that's pretty awesome. Brand new group.
Yeah, it's really exciting. You see all these new channels popping up and you don't know if they're in it for views or if they're actually in it. So it is so refreshing seeing these women come in, and I think they're only on their 5th catch. I could be
they're
wrong.
on their 5th.
They're only on their 5th catch, and they're already creating those relationships with law enforcement, getting arrests. So huge kudos. It's a mother and a daughter. So huge kudos.
Yeah, this article's from April 12th, but Brett Wardrop, 50, was arraigned on charges of child sexually abusive activity, 2 counts of using a computer to commit a crime, and a count of accosting a child for immoral purposes. The most serious charge is a 20-year felony.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Hopefully he gets the full 20.
Let's hope.
So we'll follow up on that. But shout out to PHI. Been doing a lot of good work out there. And then next up, NVCAP. We haven't seen much of him lately. He did have a catch the other day. It was a little dangerous, we thought, maybe.
Yes, but he made the right decision.
He did, yeah.
So kudos to him.
But I wanted to throw this out there because there are a lot of new channels. He's looking to develop websites for predator catchers for like $100 to $200, and he'll provide technical assistance setting up a domain and hosting clients. So yeah, if you're interested, he has his info there. Shoot him a text.
Let me tell you what, websites are very expensive.
Oh,
if you do
really
it right,
expensive.
it's like $5,000.
Right.
So $200 to create a platform is damn good, and you're supporting one of our fellow catchers. So definitely hit him up.
Which will go back into catching more.
Right.
You know, so definitely shoot him a text. Shoot him a text.
How does he say it? 774-285-1761.
Good old NVCAP. And then speaking of that area, PP Mass did a catch the other day, and he got this press release from the police department there, and there's the one that was like out in the kind of the forest almost.
Yes.
But on April 11th, the police received information about a resident identified as 55-year-old Robert Gary McGordy had engaged in the enticement of a child under the age of 16. And he was later arrested and held overnight on 1 count of enticement of a child. So that's a good victory.
Incredible. That's definitely, I love a good press release, especially when it's doesn't have the V word. I don't even want to say that word. I'll say it one time, vigilante. But PP Mass, he always kills it. He always gets them through to the court, past the court. So
yeah, we'll have to see where this goes. And then Courtney Elizabeth, the correctional officer. We got this article here that says that the correctional officer, Michael GULLEY, is facing charges for sexual abuse.
No, from
separate incidences, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So we looked high and low for a mugshot of the guy, but we could not find it anywhere. However, I guess like Missouri has some type of sunshine law where you can request perhaps from
like
the
FOIA?
department. Somewhat, yeah. Like they're pretty good on giving stuff out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna dig on that and see if I can't pull up his picture. I'd like to see his mugshot.
I have heard this is not the first or the second or even the third time I know Courtney specifically has her catches have resulted in a lot of survivors from her catches coming forward saying he also did this to me. He did this to me. More so than I feel like any other catcher I've seen. It's like every one that she has, there's a bunch of people that come out. So really incredible job. They probably would not have come out if it wasn't for her doing that video. And I hope he fucking rots.
Yeah, it says he was charged with a felony first-degree sexual abuse and 4th assault. 4th degree, I assume. From crimes alleged to have occurred between July 20th, 21 and August.
Wow.
So that was definitely not her catch.
Right.
But yeah, it's a small news article that was put out. So shout out to them. And then PvP had this guy, 158 David.
You guys remember this guy.
We had a lot of good memes with this one on the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
However, he was identified as David Shaw, and he was actually a special education teacher in Wyoming. And it's been making its rounds on, social media and the news networks out there covering it. But he did, I guess, get put on administrative leave for this incident. And the police out there are now investigating it, which is good. It says that on Monday, April 11th, Superintendent Shannon Harris and the SCSO school resource officer received a voicemail message from an unidentified male caller alleging misconduct by an employee. After contact was made with the caller, the individual sent an email which included a video of the employee in question. And it says that the Sublette County School District board members voted to dismiss the employee. And now they're working to investigate this to see if there's any charges. And I think there was I don't have the article here, but there was another DA, I think she was an ex-DA. She was questioning the group that caught him.
Oh, bull.
Trying to say they might not have done the right things, this and that.
Well, the nice thing, especially about PVPs, all of them really, but they get a full confession. That's a successful catch, is not just embarrassing them or whatever. It's having them admit to everything. And I really hope this school opens up an investigation internally with all of their special needs students. I know if my child went there, I would be in with the counselor and having a deep, deep conversation.
Yeah, he worked with at-risk youth as well in New Mexico prior to this, so
that makes
who knows?
Me sick. And those are the children that are most preyed upon because they don't have a good family life.
They don't have structure.
They don't have anyone checking over their phone. So this is a true predator.
And then also PVP 161 was arrested.
Yes.
And we'll get into this, but I did want to share. He worked at the California Heights United Methodist Church, and they seem to be taking it pretty seriously. They put this letter out to inform everyone that Mr. Stosh is no longer employed by Cal Heights United Methodist Church and Children's Center following his arrest. We know that you may have questions regarding his termination and would ask those questions be directed to so-and-so. So they let him go. They said, you're done. But this guy also worked around children, at a daycare. So it's for this church.
There's just so many. And I hope that this really goes to a reminder to all of you at home to check, your kids going to school. And if they go to church, really pay attention to who they're around and don't let them be alone around these people. You don't just trust them. And I know all of you do because you guys are all very smart, but it's really horrifying.
Yeah. They go on to say, if they encourage you to contact the Long Beach police if they witness or have evidence of someone who is a victim of a crime. So who knows, maybe someone will come forward on this.
Yeah. And we'll definitely follow up on that.
And shout out to PVP and the Long Beach PD for that arrest.
Yeah, that was one hell of a Easter catch. It was on Easter.
And you guys probably won't believe it, but Creep Hunters Texas had a catch. And this guy was also a high school teacher.
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
This guy right here, Robert Mathison, was caught, and he was a teacher at Skyline High School in Dallas. And the things this guy was saying were just absolutely disgusting, trying to do teacher-student role play.
Oh, my God.
And I had actually called down to the school to get confirmation that this guy worked there.
Right.
And they were kind of they didn't know what to say to me. And so they said, well, let me get the public information specialist or whatever to reach out to you. And then 5 minutes later, the principal called me.
Oh, yeah.
Miss West. And she said, can you send me the video? So I sent her the video, and she called me back, was like, that's him.
Right.
And she was floored. She was in shock,
Right.
And the guy had been this guy, Robert Mathison, had been working at the school for the previous week since the catch.
So after the catch, which was on I think a Saturday, he went and he worked Monday through Friday up until I think that Monday is when Cup called the school. And
the police didn't do anything when at the confrontation.
Cup came and talked to me immediately right after he got off the call, and he said, like, the principal was incredible. She was very, very concerned, and she was, taking the proper steps to get him off the premises. And
so he was placed. They sent this case over to the school district detectives, the police department for the school district, and they were really interested in it. And they actually called me thinking that I was they called me thinking I worked for like Dallas PD, and they're like, "Hey, are you handling this case?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "The Robert Mathison." I said, "Oh, no. Like, I was just getting information about him."
News now.
And I said, "Well, while I have you, like, what's the deal? Like, any updates?" And she's like, "Right now, he was placed on administrative leave." And I said, "Okay, cool."
Damn.
So they're trying. They're gonna reach out to Dallas PD and see if they can't get an arrest, I think.
And I do just want to give one more big kudos, because Cup usually makes a lot of calls, whether it be to the schools or the sheriff's departments, wherever. Generally, when we call the schools, they'll listen to all the information and then they'll say, "Okay, thank you," and cut it.
Right.
This principal was so transparent.
Yeah, like she was thanking like Creep Hunters Texas for doing this and thanking us for, bringing this to their attention.
Yeah. So huge shout out to Miss West.
Yeah, very rare that you get that kind of cooperation.
You can tell that she actually gives a fuck about her students and their well-being.
Yeah, and she was a new principal as of, I think, last year. So she's like, "I've never dealt with anything like this. Like, I'm going to have to reach out to a bunch of people after this phone call and figure out where to go." So shout out to them. Shout out to Chris. Speaking of, he did start a Facebook. If you're on Facebook, search for his name. He has 2, actually. This is his new one.
Okay.
They're both under the same name, Creep Hunters Texas, but I wanted to share that with you guys.
And I do want to jump in for a quick shameless promo. Thank you all for 600 members on our Facebook.
Yes.
You all are incredible. So I did just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much. We try to keep all the platforms updated.
Yes.
I feel like with Facebook too, it's reaching like a different audience.
Oh, 100%.
Than we normally
and way broader.
Yeah, I think when I was looking between all of you guys sharing the posts, I think
thank you for that.
Yeah, in the last month, it said we had like 30,000 people reached.
Right, which is incredible. Yeah. Jinx, owe me a Coke.
Yeah, so shout out to all of you. And then next up, DAP, on their podcast, they had a interesting one, and this was a pred that they caught.
Okay.
It was number 30, so quite a while ago.
Way long ago.
I'll play a little clip.
Like, I want you to look at the camera and really give your piece. What you think, what you feel, what does this mean to you? Just go off.
Okay.
Off.
When I was 19, I could have done so much better than I was doing. I made a huge mistake. 2 years, 3 years later, I'm 21 now. I'm like literally living a good life. I'm doing good. I'm trying to better myself 100% than I was back when I was 19. And I feel like I've accomplished so much from then to now. I feel like I learned a lot. I reflected a lot on everything I've done, and I made a mistake, and I corrected it in the best way that I could.
So yeah, I'll send you guys over to watch it if you haven't seen it. But what do you guys think? Did he redeem himself?
You know what I think? I think he said he was 18 when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
He was young, definitely not okay. But the fact that he's now 21, he's showing his face. He is saying that he's gotten help and he's feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's putting his face back out there to remind people that he was caught.
Right.
But has changed. I say kudos to him. And he's still so young that he's in the driver's seat to the rest of his life. So I hope he holds on to that.
Amen. Couldn't have said it better. And then another big DAP story, the Logan story. I know you guys remember this one.
You guys.
This was where they confronted Logan's abuser.
Yes. Number 100. I think this was their 100th episode or 100. I don't know. Or maybe not. Ignore me.
Yeah, no, I think you're thinking of something else, but
this was the best.
Right now.
You don't remember all that?
We're gonna have a conversation.
No,
we're gonna call the police.
You don't remember that, dog?
We'll take this in the church.
Hey, you don't remember that?
We'll let everybody in the church
You
know.
don't remember that, dog?
Hey, don't touch him.
Hey, you don't remember
touch him.
that, dog?
Excuse me.
Hey,
This
you don't
man
remember
molested a
that?
10-year-old boy.
so this was really
That
emotional.
made me balm. I remember when we talked about this on season 1, and I literally started crying.
Yeah,
I
and
think everyone did.
at the time, I think the school or the church put out a statement saying, you know, we're looking into this, da-da-da. But it turns out he was actually arrested, you guys.
Can we get a round of applause? Because this is so big on so many different levels. Can I just say before you read it? Because he did this to that boy when he was 11 years old. And so the fact that he's at least 20 now, Logan, the fact that 10 years has passed and this man is finally being put away, and he probably has other victims.
Right.
But this just made me so happy.
Yeah, his look on the face here pisses me off, and his smug attitude on the video pissed me off. But he was actually arrested and charged with, I think, 7 counts. There's not an article. This was just a mugshot. But yeah, I thought that was really good to see.
Oh, I'm so happy for Logan.
Yeah,
He
finally some
probably
closure.
yeah, exactly.
And speaking of DAP, South Carolina changed their name. They are now PREDS. I think this was their original name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to remind you guys that he didn't like disappear.
Right.
He's still here.
Yes.
And he said he's going to be still doing catches and going strong.
He's
So
still gonna do his thing.
I mean, everyone runs into some, issues here and there.
Absolutely.
And I was just thinking really quick, like if I was in the DAP situation with this whole situation, like it's really hard to have someone else represent your brand because you
Absolutely.
represent your brand the best.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
It's like
Right.
if we put someone in charge of PNN branch,
Right.
like
I
don't think it would
probably
work.
couldn't do it.
Right.
Because, it's like, even if there's just a small thing that it's like, oh, PNN doesn't represent that, or, I don't want it to
I don't
stand
do
for
my
this.
logo like that. Or
Yeah. So it's definitely really hard. I think that they all tried, but nonetheless, the PREDS is an incredible catcher. And their separation, it did not come from him. It came from the people that he was with, but I'm not going to get too deep in it, but all is good. Please continue supporting PREDS, and show him love.
Yeah, I mean, like I was gonna say, he learned from his mistakes. I feel like, and he's not gonna repeat that again.
Absolutely.
And everyone makes mistakes, right? So it was a learning experience, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yep.
And then moving over to Alabama, had a little bit of legal trouble for Alabama predator poachers. And if you guys may remember when they first kind of popped up, there was a little bit of, I guess, hesitation from some people about their style, about their tactics, if you will. But I'll play a little clip here.
And they basically told us that we have 2 here. And they basically told us that we have 2 warrants out for our arrest. Both of us are charged with harassment and disorderly conduct in relation to the Alex video, the pastor's son. So that's where we're at right now. We're dealing with that.
That was the one in Alexander City.
Yeah, the one.
So really quick, they made a post on their YouTube. Said, "Hello everyone, it's unfortunately come to my attention that both Jacob and myself have warrants for our arrest in relation to the pastor's son catch, including disorderly conduct and harassment. We were notified by a detective of the Tallapoosa County Sheriff's Department here in Alabama. The detective was a man who invited us to share our evidence and, to our dismay, was interrogating my partner and I separately about APP, as if we're some sort of danger to society. So as of now, the 34-year-old predator known as Alex, who wanted to make out with a 15-year-old boy and see where it goes, is walking free, and the PD is now pursuing us like criminals. So they ended up, which was crazy, this police department, super small town.
Right,
everyone
right.
knows everyone, I feel like.
Yeah.
They made a Facebook post with both of their like pictures
Right.
saying wanted.
Right.
And for me, I mean, for harassment and disorderly conduct
Right.
charge, they put them up there like they're murderers.
Like they robbed a bank.
right.
At
Like I thought
gunpoint.
that was
Right.
kind of like a petty move.
Definitely. And didn't they even share it to their Facebook?
Yes, yes.
They shared it on APP, Alabama Predator.
No. They shared it on their, the police shared it on their Facebook.
Right. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
that they shared it to their, maybe not. Okay. But regardless, absolutely, it was really, really extreme. But I guess that's maybe what happens when you're in an extremely small town, and they don't have a lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on. This is definitely one of the first, other than the Musa incident.
Courtney.
Courtney. This was one of the first where I saw a warrant out for their arrest.
Right.
Very, very odd. I felt like I didn't have every single piece of information. I watched the catch, and I will say this predator catching group is way, way different than a majority of them on this platform. They come with, bulletproof vests and a sidearm. They got their loaded gun on their arm, which in Alabama that's totally fine. So
Right.
do you, so it could. I mean, I really don't know. At the end of the day, I'm really happy that they did turn themselves in, because here's the thing: if you have a warrant and you run from it, you're only gonna make it worse.
Right.
And if they, which they are, get a public defender or an attorney, they can close this out in 2 seconds and have it be done. But if you run from it, it's going to just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and I was talking with Ethan, and he said that, I asked him for an update, and he said that he spoke with the detective.
Real quick, they both did turn themselves in last week,
yeah.
so I do want to say that.
Yeah, they both made bail. But they spoke with the detective, and basically he said it was pretty productive, and they're going to be changing kind of how they do their catches going forward. They're going to kind of, I think, maybe rebrand, and I say that lightly because they're still going to be the same name,
right?
But kind of changing
their
maybe
approach,
their appearance, their approach, be more intellectual, and interview style might change a little bit. Be a little bit more professional, because I was saying, the DA wants to use them as witnesses in cases, and it's hard maybe to convince a jury when you have, bulletproof vests and camo on that's being shown,
right? And you're coming in,
and don't get me wrong, that's totally fine to do.
Absolutely. I mean, the Preds are pieces of shit, and they deserve to be scared and everything, but our end goal is to get convictions and see arrests, so we need to do everything that will lead to that.
Yeah, so we'll just keep an eye on it. They have hopes that maybe the charges will be dropped.
I have a feeling that they probably will.
Yeah, I think they were just going to scare him maybe.
Exactly. I think that, and you don't know the pastor's son, so you don't know who has connections there, but I think that this is more of like, hey, we are law enforcement, you're in our county, hand this over to us and let us do our job, and they wanted to scare the shit out of them. But that's why you have conversations. Get on the same page, and
exactly.
It's all good in the hood.
And speaking of guns, SHAFIQ.
I was posing as a little girl.
Oh, yes.
He had a gun pulled on him the other day, yesterday. The full video will be up shortly. He said tomorrow, but I wanted to play a little clip because it was getting heated in this confrontation.
Oh, I'm just walking. I'm not going to fucking touch you. Yeah, this guy tried to meet a 14-year-old girl for sex. You tried to meet a 14-year-old girl for sex. I have all the messages. I catch child predators online. The messages are in my car on my decoy phone. Predator Catchers PA on YouTube. Look me up. No. You're the one trying to meet a little kid. You're the one trying to meet a little kid. You're the one trying to meet a little kid.
You're the one who harassed me, scoping around my house, trying to
Yes,
touch
you
me.
gave me your
You
address,
told
pussy,
me.
and you didn't
You
want to. I
gave
saw
me
you.
your
I saw you
address.
come inside
You
the store to meet the
inappropriate.
girl, fucking pussy.
I saw you came inside the store to meet the little girl.
Oh, I came in.
So yeah, that's just a little snippet of how crazy things got.
So this is what I will say. When this all happened, look, all of us, any catcher, you need to go into your catches like everyone around you has a loaded gun, ready to be pointed at you. I think this is just a really, really scary situation. And that's why I think it's really easy for catchers to get really heated up and start yelling and, yada, yada. But that's why I think just like maybe a cooler, calmer approach. I don't know. This is just a really scary situation.
We don't see what leads up to this.
Right.
But clearly the guy's really pissed off.
Really pissed.
Yeah, so
I'm
he's safe,
really
though.
glad he's okay.
Yeah, he's safe. He did say that he'll be releasing the video. And, you just never know in these types of situations. Next up, we told you SHAFIQ had court for this guy, DIMITRI Battle.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy apparently is going to trial.
Yay.
Why?
Oh, like you're just saying, right. Okay.
Like, you've been caught three times,
Why
bro.
are they not? Well, because he's saying no. He's probably saying he has Asperger's, so he's probably trying to plead like insanity or, special, and but that's a huge waste of money.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see, because the charges stem from one catch, right? They don't include the other catches from the charges.
Right.
So I'm wondering if the prosecutor will be able to use the other catches as evidence, or will it be ruled out because it's not a part of this?
Oh, I really hope that they can, especially since SHAFIQ was a part of 2 of the 3.
Right, yeah.
And they were all within 3 months of each other. It's not like it was 3 years spread apart.
Well, Andy went to jail or went down for an interview with the detectives with NEPA's
Which is
catch.
documented, right?
So, yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. Maybe just trying to buy himself some time.
Mm-hmm.
But also in SHAFIQ's world, you guys remember this catch here?
Yes, the nursing student.
Yes. Crazy enough, he was actually arrested on separate charges not related to the catch. It says, man jailed accused of assaulting 2 workers at the Meadows Psychiatric Center.
Whoa.
It said a patient at the Meadows Psychiatric Center was arrested Thursday.
Patient. So when I first saw this, I thought that he was working there because he said he was a nursing student. But he was a patient at the psych ward.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. Keep reading.
He was accused of assaulting 2 employees.
Man.
Thomas Burkle, 20, was accused of punching 1 employee in the face, knocking her to the ground, and striking her 2 more times in the head.
God.
State police at Rockview wrote in an affidavit of probable cause. She was left with swelling and red marks on her forehead. Mental health technician Autumn Crater was the other worker that Burkle was accused of assaulting. He struck her in the back of the head and the back once. So, yeah.
What a dangerous man.
Right. It just goes to show you, like, honestly, from his pick, I would never, like, I mean, that's kind of dumb to say, but, like, you know.
Well, remember when we showed the catch, I told everyone, I was like, I don't know if he's actually a nursing student because he came with weed and ready to smoke. And I have friends that are nurses and students, and you get drug tested. So I was like, I'm not sure he's actually a nursing student. Now I'm thinking that may have been a front. And he actually was, I don't know. I would love to know what got him here in the psych ward.
Right. It said he was charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated assault, 2 misdemeanor counts of simple assault, and 2 summary counts of harassment. So probably like a good 1 to 3 years on that.
Not even to mention, he did it to 2 women.
Right.
Like,
what
what
a
a
little.
sick, like, he's going after children and willing to hurt women.
Mm-hmm.
Send him off.
Send him away. And then SHAFIQ also got a text the other day on this catch. And I don't know if you guys remember this one. I think this is the one he called his work and all this. But yeah, SHAFIQ got a message. Let me read it really quick for you guys.
This guy was twacked out.
Mm-hmm. It said, I'm getting a warrant this week. Just got approved from DA yesterday. He got kicked out of his place and fired, so I have no way to currently find him. So I'm getting a warrant and then finding him.
Wow. And that was from a detective?
I would assume.
Right. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
A lot of SHAFIQs, and we always say these catches take time to see results. So never get discouraged if you see the cops let him go, because chances are 6 months later, they're going to be behind bars.
And that's a perfect segue for PCI, because they've been getting a lot of arrests lately, you guys.
Yes.
A lot of arrests. The first one here is from 47-year-old Spencer, Indiana guy. Comes out to meet a kid, and here's his mugshot.
Whoa.
He looks way different.
He looks way
He looks like
different.
he's been through some rough shit.
Damn.
But yeah, he was arrested on sex crimes.
Related or unrelated?
CP. So the possession of CP,
Okay.
child solicitation, which I would assume was related to the catch, and then providing obscene material, which I also think was. Oh yeah, he had like 11 charges, by the way. Dissemination of matter or conducting performance harmful to minors, child solicitation, person at least 21 solicits child under 14 using a computer, possession of CP, and then dissemination of harmful matter.
You know what? I think we have seen Indiana be really, really difficult and almost uncompliant, but I feel like they're starting to maybe turn pages, turn a page.
I think it's in the county that they're in.
Right,
some counties are yes, some counties are no, and I'll get to that. The second one here is this one was quite a while ago.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, this guy was just the most like conceited kind of dude.
Absolutely.
But here's an article here. Court docs say group confronted alleged sex offender at work. Live stream interaction. When Fort Wayne police got to the furniture store, they encountered a group of people loudly confronting a 47-year-old man they said was soliciting an underage girl. A woman posing as 14-year-old girl claimed she had proof that Jeffrey Michael VERNACE of Hicksville, Ohio, had attempted to engage the fictitious girl in sex acts.
And if you guys remember, this catch was so good. But if you guys remember, he actually was an old coach somewhere, I believe. And he actually went to prison for, taking advantage of one of his, I think, students. I don't quote me on that story, but I know he was definitely sent away for sexual acts on a minor. And he had been out only a year or two. And then this happened again.
Yeah, so he was arrested. I was trying to find the post. I might have not had it pulled up here. Let me just double check really quick, so I can get a picture of his mugshot.
It kind of just goes to show you that if they say they won't do it again, it's like the DAP video we showed a little bit earlier of the guy that changed. The only reason I'm holding on hope with him is because he did it when he was 18. It was so young.
Right.
But these guys, I mean, if he gets let out, he'll reoffend.
Here's his mugshot here. Here's his booking details, Avon, Ohio. And it says, hold for other agency. So that definitely is for the catch, I'd assume. And then lastly here with PCI, they had a crazy catch the other night.
Yesterday.
and it was the school board president.
I'm hearing from a lot of people that this is like their new favorite catch ever.
Yeah, no, this one was really good, you guys. I know you saw it, but the school put out this memo this morning, an important message from Goshen local schools. We are writing to make you aware of news that was brought to the attention of the district officials late Saturday. A video posted Saturday evening on YouTube shows John Gray, Goshen Local Schools Board President, being handcuffed by local law enforcement in Indiana. The content of the video is deeply disturbing to our entire school district and Goshen local school community. John Gray resigned from school board Sunday, April 24th, and he was serving his 5th term. To be clear, Saturday's incident occurred outside of Goshen local school district. Our district leaders will be consulting with legal counsel, and should more information become available, we will communicate it with our families. So he left, and we got an article sent to us, and it was from Local 12, I think the website was. And when you went to it, the video or the article was down. However, we did get a cache sent in by JW, and this says President of Ohio School District accused of attempting to meet a minor in Indiana. And it goes on to say pretty much what happened, and it shouts out and links actually Predator Catcher Indianapolis website or channel. But then this webpage disappeared. This was actually pulled.
Disappeared quick, you guys.
It was gone. We couldn't find it. And I actually reached out on Twitter to Local 12 to ask why it was removed. But just before we started recording the episode, they re-uploaded a similar kind of article.
Similar version,
kind of changed some things up. And I noticed they took out PCI's link. Which I thought was kind of strange.
That's very odd.
Like why would they?
It's like they don't want parents
attention,
and people to see what
video.
He actually was saying, because let me tell you what, you guys, this was not just like, we're going to talk about it later, but it was not just a simple, meet up and whatever. I mean, he is a weirdo. We're going to talk about it later, but this, I don't believe, was the only website or news source that this happened on. There were actually like 3 different links shared in our Gilded, and within 5 minutes of them being posted, you would click on it and it would say error no longer found.
Right. Couldn't find it.
So there's something very weird. Obviously, we all know the news will, whatever they're showing is, sorry, we're getting a call from Musa. We'll call him back, but the news will flip the script however they want you to see it. And my guess is the school board, obviously there's a lot of parents involved in this, and I don't think the school board wants parents to
It's like they're trying
that
to
they
minimize
entrusted this man. I believe he was on the school board for 17 years,
5
you guys.
terms.
17 fucking years that parents and schools entrusted this guy.
Yeah, let's go into it a little
Yeah,
deep.
because we have a lot to share on this, but we'll save it.
And then I also wanted to say PCM caught RSO, registered sex offender, just this morning, and he was not arrested. So I wanted to show.
He's weird looking. It looks like he's wearing like a swimmer's cap.
Yeah. This is the prosecutor that put out the memo, the press release against vigilantes in the county that they won't take the cases. So I wanted to remind you guys who he is and show you his information in case you want to send him any emails, your concerns. Obviously, keep it respectful, but
I posted a long time ago in the PCM Discord all of his information, so I will repost that in our Gilded until PCM and PCI migrate over, because I know they will.
Hopefully.
So once they do, we'll make sure to keep his information up there, but
until he takes a case.
Yeah, I don't even care if it is 2 sentences long. Send an email giving your thoughts with the video attached.
Yeah, they said that this morning's catch was the 3rd RSO that they would not take the case. And we just showed you other cases right before this.
And you know what's crazy is you don't see, the news sources there showing police doing stings there. Right. It's like they're not taking these cases, but then they're not seeing, okay, this is a huge issue. Let's start an internal investigation and do a big sting operation. They're just saying no and going about their business. So Eric Hoffman, it's time to step it up and put on your big boy pants.
Right. And then Webb number 59. This is the one that Webb had him write out his confession that dipped super quick.
Yes.
The police department in the area put out like a BOLO, be on the lookout notice on their Facebook, but then they updated just recently saying that he was arrested. They wanted to thank all of you who assisted in the search for Tony Joe McKinnon. He's a convicted felon and registered sex offender. He was wanted for a failure to inform the sheriff's office of his new online identifier, which I thought was interesting.
Right. Was he trying to change his identity?
He's trying to change his screen name.
Weirdo.
But he's also a suspect in the case where he solicited a minor for sex, and that would be Webb's catch 59.
Let me tell you what, if you're a bad person or you lie or whatever the case may be, you can run all you want, but soon reality will fucking catch up. So that happened with him, and now he gets to face his consequences.
Yeah, not only will reality catch up, but so will the U.S. Marshals, because they helped apprehend Mr. McKinnon. So shout out to all of you guys on that one.
Yes.
And then that pretty much wraps it up for everything. We did want to mention that tomorrow morning at 7:30 Eastern time, we will be asleep.
Yes,
Webb will be on the Bill KEELER show talking about laws that need to be changed to better the community in New York with catching, and joining with him will be the district attorney of Fulton County.
This is going to be really interesting. This is actually his third time going on the Bill KEELER show.
Right.
This one is going to be very interesting, and I'll definitely, maybe I'll wake up early because I really want to hear how the district attorney, what they ask him, if they say like, hey, don't do this, or if they...
Well, no, the DA is on board.
Right. I heard that.
Yeah, they're down with the cause, so they're going to talk about how they can help do this, essentially. And Webb was saying that he thinks it's going to be a good step, and I agree that other DAs in other towns, counties, like Eric Hoffman, can call this DA of Fulton County and say, hey,
what's your plan? How are you doing this? How are you implementing this into your... Yeah, absolutely. So, this is really going to be huge.
Game changer.
So shout out to Webb for stepping up to the plate, making this relationship. I'm telling you, we talked to that man, and he is meeting with officers, setting up meetings to introduce himself, let people know, let them know what catches he has coming up. So huge shout out to Webb, and definitely tune into that.
And that wraps it up for all the news. We know this has been a long episode, but let's go ahead and get into the top 5.
Yay! You already know.
Let's go.
Top 5. Make sure you guys are in our Gilded to vote.
Yes.
And I do really quick want to say when Discord went down, I had a panic attack. But we had the most votes ever. We
record
hit
breaking.
87 votes on a catch. So thank you, all of you.
Number 5's coming from none other than PvP. This was Robert. And this catch, you guys, it was a doozy.
It was great.
It was a long one, too, almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun with some memes on this one. Go ahead and play this.
Stop yelling. Start being truthful. Don't tell me what the to do. Start being truthful.
Stop telling me what to do.
How old was the person that you came out to meet tonight? Let's start there. How old?
They claimed.
How old?
They claimed that they were 14 years old.
They claimed that they were 14.
It was a joke.
Perfect. So
Not
you
a
knew.
joke.
So you knew that you were coming out to meet a 14-year-old.
I knew someone was coming, and I knew it was going to be a joke on me.
A joke on you? So you came to meet someone that you thought was a joke?
I came to see if this person was actually for real. I figured I was having my chain yanked.
Your chain yanked?
Oh my. Okay, buddy.
What's that one show? Pranked with Ashton Kutcher.
Punked.
Smile, you're on Punked.
Yeah, when the cameras come rolling out.
Let me tell you what, this guy's frosted tips, the bleach has gotten to his brain, and his excuses were ridiculous. This was such an incredible catch. So PvP just keeps it so entertaining.
So real.
So real. We literally went on a journey with this catch. I mean, literally a journey. We met bystanders along the way, met a few Karens, but it was actually something new that I hadn't really seen before by PvP is the guy kept saying, you know, no, I didn't plan to blah, blah, blah. And PvP actually made him sit and listen to like a 10 or 15 minute call between him and the decoy. And just like the look and the pride, like the last bit of hope he had for saying that this was a joke just deteriorated.
Oh, yeah, it was done. But this was the guy that worked for the United Church. Daycare guy.
It was great. And everyone in our Discord, we were like, is he going to be arrested? Cops are coming. And we actually had 8 people that voted that he would not be arrested just because we know how PvP usually his interaction with police is.
Long Beach has been pretty good to PvP, I'd say.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
But if you were on that live catch in the comments, when he got the cuffs put around him, everyone was cheering like it went bug wild. So shout out PvP.
Shout out Irate. Number 4 is coming from dun 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 PCI PCM.
Oh man, you guys. This was one of the best catches. I'm gonna be completely real.
Be real.
I am truly confused how this did not get number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Right.
All catches are incredible, but this, in my opinion, if I was picking, this would have been number 1.
100%.
So I just want to give one more reminder that when you are going to vote, and all of the catchers would agree on this, most don't even care about the voting, but do not feel inclined to vote for just your favorite catcher. Vote for what catch you really enjoyed and you really liked.
I'm about to make a rule that you have to watch the catch before you can vote. I'm going to make a list of all catches. And
you're going to have to take a quiz to let us know that you actually watched it.
Right. The last 10, I'm going to do a quiz. Okay, what was the guy's shirt color in the PCI catch?
But just do that because it's really not fair. Of course, this week, you know, everyone that's up here, definitely they're all incredible catches. I just 100%. Do not know how this got number 4. But just a reminder, next week, don't vote for the catcher, vote for the catch.
Yes, because it'll...
It just makes it more real for people that don't have time to sit and watch every catch. When they watch a show, you know, you want to see which one was really like, whoa, this was groundbreaking.
Right.
So just do that. And yeah, we love you guys and we appreciate your voting.
But on that, this is Mr. Gray, who came to meet I think it was 11.
11-year-old. An 11-year-old.
Should I play a little bit first?
Absolutely.
asked me what was we going to do.
So just say
over and over.
You didn't say nothing like, hey, I want to hang out, I want to stay all night, or I want to...
I did say we wanted to hang out.
We can cuddle while we watch movies.
I did say that. Absolutely.
You did say that. Okay.
I said we could cuddle on the couch.
When I watch movies, we like to cuddle. We snuggle.
That's what I said. I said we could cuddle on the couch. And she wanted the blue Gatorade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's A-okay for you to cuddle with an 11-year-old. That's cool.
I'm not saying it's cool. Yeah. I said, but it's okay if it's to make her feel better.
Really quick, I got a lot to say.
Feel better.
So this is John Gray, 60 years old, coming to meet with an 11-year-old. Again, this was one of the sickest PREDs that I have
groom
seen.
pop pred.
Yep. You guys may have heard the calls on PCM's channel.
Really quick on that, I was listening. I probably listened to 2 of the calls, and I was honestly surprised at how quick it converted into a catch.
Right.
You know, usually you're waiting like a month or so.
Right.
And when I saw this was live, I was like, oh no, like I need to see this.
Right.
I need to.
Well, let me tell you what, it did not disappoint, but in my opinion, if you have, it definitely can be triggering. I can't even repeat some of the things that he said. But he did want the 11-year-old little girl to call him grandpa. And he wanted her to, when he's giving her a massage, he wanted the 11-year-old girl to say, Grandpa, what are you doing to me?
Why are you touching me there?
Why are you doing this to me, Grandpa?
Like what?
Nothing. I swear to God, when I heard that, I was like, Cup, I am booking a one-way ticket to frickin' Illinois because I am going to kill this guy. Indiana, sorry. Yeah, it was just disgusting. He is married again.
He drove 2-3 hours to get to this 11-year-old to what? Buy her Gatorade?
Buy her Gatorade.
Right.
Yeah. No, he wanted to give her a massage in her underwear. It's like she was so young, the decoy, that I don't even feel comfortable saying what he wanted to do because it's so disgusting. But typical PNN style. Oh, and he also has a 7-year-old granddaughter. But typical PNN style, we went and we stalked the heck out of him. And you guys, do you want to say how creepy his Facebook was?
Yes, I will. So he had a video of him recording like a girl playing the piano or something at the church. She looked, not
probably
super
like
young.
13, 14.
No. Older than that.
Okay.
But still, it was just the way he was like recording it seemed kind of creepy. But then he had a music video that someone shared to him that was like little kids, like
6 to 8.
Yeah, like 6, 7, 8-year-olds singing like a country song, and it was really just cringy.
And he was like, "Oh, thank you
Thanks for sharing. This was amazing."
You literally would look at his Facebook, and it was just filled with posts just about children.
Yeah, like girls, little
girls dressed up, and like to me, it would make me be like, what is going on with this? But since he was the president of the school board,
it was overlooked.
People just thought this is normal. He's a grandfather. He, it truly shook me. It still shakes me. And again, this catch was probably my favorite of the week. And I don't want to ruin it. The cops did come. And yeah, we'll leave it there.
Go watch it.
And
if you're on Facebook, go to our Facebook and share the picture, the post we made about him.
Yes.
Let's get his face out there. And let's pray that he gets arrested. And I don't know for sure. I haven't gotten confirmation, but someone in the comments was saying that he was in fact arrested. Now, like I said, I don't have confirmation of this.
Right.
But we're going to try to find out if this is the case because that would be good.
Yes.
So shout out to PCM. And then number 3 coming from CPP. And this is Scott Colagazier.
That's a weird name.
I know. Should I play it first?
Yeah, let's play it.
Have sex.
Let's think of the affirmations she gave about
affirmations.
The character.
Was it her fault?
No, not by any means.
Okay. You thought we were a virgin. You even asked if we've ever even had an orgasm before. Why would you ask us if we've ever had an orgasm if you think we were some horny teenager? Wouldn't a horny teenager have already had an orgasm?
I would assume so.
I would assume so too. So why'd you ask her if she had an orgasm? Because we weren't that horny teenager you're saying.
She said she had rubbed it and it didn't feel right or something like that.
She didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
Sick.
But you were going to teach her.
Disgusting.
She's the student, you're the teacher. Do you have any kids?
I want to pause it there because I like that what Tommy said, that he was the decoy was the student, he was the teacher, because we've seen a lot of teachers this episode.
True. Yep. So this is Scott, 50 years old, coming to pick up a 13-year-old girl. He wanted to drive the little girl back to his house, do sexual acts on her, and then bring her straight back. He made it very clear that he was not interested in a relationship or love type of thing. He literally just wanted to use her for her body. He just wanted to have sex with her, and it was just a hookup. Yep. And he said that he was curious and he wanted to teach her new things. So disgusting human.
He was arrested.
So that's good.
God, it doesn't surprise me with these guys anymore. It really doesn't. Like, nothing surprises me.
Right. And I feel like all my explanations that I do are like just all starting to sound the same. Because, but they're just all so disgusting.
So shout out to the team on that one. Number 2 is coming from
Dun, 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 dun.
CPP.
Oh my goodness.
Got number 2.
Number 2 and number 3.
This one, though, you guys, when I saw this, I was just, this guy is like one of those characters from like a video game, almost like an NPC, if you will. Like that's just doing some weird ass shit in the corner, and you like kind of, you follow him around for a little bit to see like what he's doing.
Right.
Because he was like just a weird dude.
Really weird dude.
Robert Caldwell, world's dumbest criminal.
Not Kidwell.
This Kidwell.
Is not my cousin.
Not related.
You know, but you came, did you knock on the door?
No.
You didn't knock on the door? Good, because they probably wouldn't have liked it. But bottom line, man, you were coming over here to, you said, give a blowjob, and if the child was okay with it, you guys would do more. So were you at least going to give him a blowjob?
I'm a top. I don't suck dick.
What, were you going to try to get him to suck your dick?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think it's okay for 14-year-olds to suck your dick? Have you done that before?
No.
Never?
Yes. No.
Never.
No.
What made it okay today?
Nobody else is hitting me up.
So when times are tough, it's
like
okay.
what? That's your excuse?
So yeah, you guys go watch this. He's a really odd guy. Apparently this was like a very quick thing. They met on, I think, Moco
Same
Space.
day, I think.
Yeah. They met on Moco Space. He's, the decoy said, "You want to come over?" He drove, or he got a ride 6 miles.
He got a ride from his friend.
Yeah, and it was just a really quick, they went out immediately. But the thing that was more interesting to me was just how he spoke. And, when he talked about going to jail, he was talking about, okay, well, it has to be under $1,000 because I only have $100 to get out.
Right, like,
and,
bro, Tommy's not setting the price for the bail.
Right, he was acting like Tommy was the bail's bondman guy, but just a really odd guy. So
very
go
strange.
Check it out.
World's dumbest criminal. And then that leaves us for number 1, and that is going to CPP for a 2-time offender.
Yes.
A 2-time meter. You got to be pretty. I'm surprised he's not the world's dumbest.
Right.
This is Pedro, who loves Uncle Tommy so much he wanted to see him twice.
And this video actually contains the first catch, and then goes the last probably 15-20 minutes is the second catch. So this is the second portion.
You know who I am?
I'm coming to talk about it.
Did you not seriously learn your lesson?
About what?
Pedro.
About what?
Do you remember meeting me just a week ago?
The cops showed up. Uncle
Tommy.
Uncle Tommy from Vegas.
Ago.
What are you doing, man? Do you not understand that this is against the law?
I'm coming to Taco Bell.
Coming to Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Do you know I Ubered you here?
Uncle Tommy did.
Do you know I Ubered you here?
Pedro?
Pedro.
Do you understand it's against the law to have a relationship with a child? Do you not get that?
No.
I thought you learned your lesson, man.
I don't have a relationship.
You
Look what he's
do.
got in his pocket right there.
Oh, you got your flower? I got the picture of that flower. I got the picture of that flower.
What flower?
In your pocket. That one right there. Look.
The flower in the pocket right there. That's not a flower?
Is it that?
So this is...
Is it that?
Got the chat logs.
It's not a flower.
Yeah. This is Pedro the pedo.
Pedro.
He's 31. He was coming to meet a child. I believe the decoy was 13 years old. The first one, I think it was 14 when they met like a week ago. He blames all of this. He actually has a child that he's lost. They are still alive, but he's lost custody. I think he had a drug problem, and he said that his first and only love died. So he is just super lonely. Is what really irritated me about this catch was you will see the police actually come when the first time that he's caught, and they said, well, you know, it's your lucky night. You get to leave free. You know, we'll make a report of this. And not even a week later, he is getting caught by the same group. And, you know, in the first catch, you'll see him say, you know, this was an accident, and, you know, I'm heartbroken, and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And here he is not even a week later. So I don't trust him. I don't think he learned his lesson.
I don't think he trusts himself.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to learn a lesson.
And I just wanted to point something out. He has a sweatshirt that says eat, sleep, Fortnite, repeat.
So this is who is playing your children on Fortnite.
Right. And that's just a really cringy kind of shirt to wear.
Yeah.
Or in general, like not just in
what do you
this,
expect? It's, you know, it's
Right,
pedo. They
right,
don't have
right.
style.
Gas station hat.
Yeah.
Anyways, shout out to CPP, Captain Cooley. And, you know, even though there was an influx of votes for the CPP, that's still a lot of people who joined that will now get to see other catchers.
That's very true.
So we've opened doors to all of those people.
Like I said, I truly, when our Discord went down, I was like, there goes our top 5. We're not going to be able to do this anymore. So we created our Gilded 2 days ago, and I thought maybe the top catch will have maybe 6 votes.
Right.
You know, like we didn't even know if we could make it work.
Yeah, we didn't know if we could figure it out.
Right. And so the fact that so many of you voted, and I do want to say PvP and PCIs, theirs had like 50 or 60 votes. PCI, I think, was in the lead. We don't have any restrictions on, you know, a catcher saying go vote. Some do, some don't, but that's why we are here to remind you. It's not the catcher's job. We're here to remind you, don't vote for your favorite catcher, vote for your favorite catch.
Yeah.
You can vote for your favorite catcher at the end of the year for best catcher.
For best catcher of the year.
That's when you vote for that. So
you'll have a time.
Since it was a longer 2 weeks since you guys haven't had us, we figured instead of doing our honorable mention, we were, what?
Well, I was going to finish off with the top 5 and say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
That I just wanted to, you know, give a shout out to Tommy because they've been going hard, getting a lot of arrests, and it was the first time that Westminster PD took one of their guys down to the jail, and that's a huge step. So I'm wondering if Westminster's like, okay, well, Broomfield across the streets arresting, we look like idiots.
Right.
So I don't know if he was charged or what the deal was. Hopefully we can get some updates on that, but yeah, that's the top 5 for today.
Yes. And I do want to say the top 5 this week was great. Everyone voted great. These may have been your favorite catches, and I totally trust in that. I just want to give a reminder for the new people that are joining Guild.
Exactly. It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
All right. So what do we got for the honorable mentions here?
For the honorable mentions, we decided we would break it up for the last 2 weeks because we didn't do last week. So Cup was going to pick his favorite and I was going to pick my favorite to share with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our number one.
So this one is coming from Regional Deviant Watch. And this catch was absolutely bonkers.
This was crazy, you guys. I thought that I was watching an episode of CSI. I really can't explain much and I don't want to take up too much time, but this guy is staying at his friend from elementary school's house and it was just the weirdest setting.
He was making food.
The landlord hadn't seen her in a really long time.
There was a notice on the door for the landlord to enter the premises.
And we were like, did this guy kill Kendra? You know, like everyone was saying, where's Kendra? Where's Kendra? And he just looks really bugged out. He was even making soup and people were saying like, is Kendra in the soup? So this is a part that, you know, triggered him big time.
But you can go downstairs anytime. I just don't know why you think it's okay to talk to kids. You seem like you don't really give a shit. Like, do you think murderers in chat logs say, I'm gonna murder you? No. And then when they're confronted, do you say, oh yeah, that was my intention? No. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not saying that I think this is okay. Get me off your fucking camera.
What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
Well, right now, because you won't stop harassing me, when the police are getting here, I'm going to have you charged with harassment. Get the fuck away from me.
Try and do it.
He doesn't even live there.
What a demon.
That look on his face when he closed the door was like literally freaky.
Yes. So I knew that
Try and do it.
Yeah. I truly thought that Kendra, like he killed Kendra, and I know that's really gruesome, but we were getting bad vibes. Really bad vibes. Like, why did this lady leave her house to this random guy? And just super weird. So this video, we never do this if a video is not out. This video is actually currently not out, but
it's unlisted right now.
But they sent it to us because I said this was my favorite catch the last 2 weeks, just for an honorable pick.
Yeah.
So
hopefully,
expect it soon, and we will link it in the comments as well as our bio.
Yeah, we'll link the channel, but
no, I'm saying like once the video comes out,
of course,
I will link it in the comments.
Yes. Yeah, shout out to Regional and PK for that one. And the second one, my pick, was for this catch with Alex. And if you guys didn't see this one was crazy. I'm honestly surprised it didn't make the top 5 just because the dad's response. Like the dad's response made this video top 5 contender.
It was unlike anything I've ever seen.
And this is exactly what we want to see.
Right.
Most of the time we see, well, let me just play it.
Yeah.
What do I do to child?
A stare off.
What do I do to child? How come y'all big and bad and tough on the telephone with them little girls, but you got a little voice right now?
Because I'm afraid of you.
I ain't the only one you need to be afraid of. What if that girl's dad show up at this door? What do you think's gonna happen?
They would kill me.
And I'd open the door and let him in.
Yikes. Bang, bang.
Oh.
Just the birds chirping in the background.
I love Alex whenever he slides in to get like a still shot for a thumbnail. He'll just slide in. This catch was so good, you guys. So good. And the dad, props to him.
Props to the dads. Round of applause for the dad really quick.
The dad is my idol. I would love to have him on the show.
I know, right?
For an interview.
Big, bad and tough and some kind of something on that.
I felt like I was watching a Western movie.
Right, like they're both about to pull out the guns.
Right. But incredible catch and incredible job to Pablo, Alex. I don't know if Jesus was there, but the whole squad, hats off to you guys. It was a great catch.
Hats off. Yeah, go check that one out. And that pretty much does it. We do have a couple new channels here we're going to show you. The first one is coming from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I think this is the first catcher in Knoxville, or in Tennessee, actually. And this, let me pull up their channel really quick.
And Tennessee has some good interactions with law enforcement. When we saw CPP there, they arrested the mom and the pred.
Right. So yeah, Knoxville Predator Catcher. He has 626 subs. And speaking of arrests, he got his first arrest for his first video that he did. And the video was released, let me see here. It was a year ago that it was released. And here's his mugshot here. Georgetown PD seized a man's car and electronic devices after his arrest today. Daniel Messer is accused of exchanging sexually explicit messages with a young girl who he believed was 14 years old. Tonight at 10 on Fox 56, I talked to the Knoxville YouTuber behind it. So shout out to Knoxville Predator Catcher for this one. I know he was super stoked on it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And we were going to get him on, but it's just been super crazy with everything going on. So go shoot Knoxville Predator Catcher a follow. Tell him we sent you.
And then before we get into our next one, I do want to just give a little PSA, TSA. When we first started this channel, there were probably, like a 10, 15, no, more like 20 or 30 solid catchers, and there weren't a lot of new catchers popping up. Now, since then, there has been so many new catchers popping up, and we do try to cover all of them. However, we are not contractually obligated. Is that how to say it? We're not contractually obligated with any catcher. We do not have to shout out any catching channel. We only do to the ones that we believe in, we see a future with. So I just want to say, we really know that you guys trust us, and we want to
uphold our end of the deal.
We want to uphold that. So this next catcher has been in the community a little bit. This is SOC Predator Prevention.
Yeah, they're new, and for me, it's kind of mixed emotions, I guess, because I guess there's a lot of.
Let's just say this. This last week, they had a previous team member. They had an old way of doing their catches. I've actually known about this group actually probably like a year from previous videos that they had made and put out onto the internet that I had seen.
That weren't the best.
That I did not like. And then about a month and a half ago, they popped up and I saw them, but I did not want to put them on this channel because I personally just did not agree to it.
Right,
and
we didn't agree with it.
I'm just going to keep it completely honest with you guys.
We should.
It's not my job to be a free promoter to everybody. And I only show channels that I watch. So they cut ties with one of their members. They have started changing up how they do catches. I am only putting them up here for their catches. I don't watch any of their chit chats or anything like that. They did get an arrest.
Right.
So I think, we should all applaud that, but I still need to watch and see how they do, but I am grateful that they're out there catching, and I'm grateful that they got an arrest.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. And with that, that pretty much wraps up the show, huh?
Yes, it does.
I do want to thank every single one of you guys for making this possible, and being so willing to open up a whole new app and download it and trust that it's a good app. And also everyone behind the scenes who helped get all of the servers across the board set up and ready to go for all of the members. It was a crazy, frantic moment because, you know, that was like our home base.
Right.
You know,
when shit went sideways, that's where we all regrouped and would readjust or whatever.
And really quick, I don't want you to get too comfortable because we don't know what could happen next, right?
We never know.
So we are working on a backup for this backup that is gilded. But for now, it's a pretty cool spot.
It's a cool place. So come hang out with us, and we will see you next Sunday.
Thank you guys for hanging out.
We love you.
Drop those purple hearts.